Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Storytime by Julia, the podcast where real people share love stories that sound unbelievable until you realize they actually happened. Emily, welcome. Thank you, Julia. I still get emotional thinking about it, even now. I used to work as a personal assistant to the CEO of a very large company. His name was Mr. William Hartley. He was kind, calm, and respected, and working with him was honestly a privilege. When he retired, his son took over. His name was Daniel Hartley. From the very first day Daniel resumed, everything changed for me. He was cold toward me. Not just distant, but openly hostile. He gave me tasks that felt intentionally degrading. He questioned everything I did. At one point, he even reduced my salary, saying I was overpaid for my role, even though I had been earning that amount under his father for years. He always looked irritated when he saw me, like I had done something terrible, but I didn't know what. And no matter how perfectly I worked, it was never enough. That day was one of the worst. He loaded me with work and then insisted he would stay in the office until I finished everything. He literally said, "I will leave when I decide to leave." Hours passed. I was exhausted, hungry, and completely drained, but he just kept working, refusing to leave. Finally, when he was ready, we left the office together. And then it happened. We got stuck in the elevator. No signal, no quick rescue, nothing. At first, I could tell he was trying to stay composed, but it didn't last. He was panicking, claustrophobia. So I spoke to him calmly. I told him to focus on my voice, to breathe slowly, to not look at the walls, and slowly, he listened, and he calmed down. That was the first time I saw him differently, not as my boss, not as someone who hated me, just a person. When he finally steadied himself, I couldn't hold it in anymore. I asked him, "Why do you treat me like this? I do my job properly. I've never been unprofessional. Why am I never enough for you?" He went silent for a moment. Then he said something I will never forget. He said, "How am I supposed to respect my father's mistress?" I froze. I told him immediately, "What are you talking about? I am not your father's anything." But he didn't believe me. He said everyone knew that his father had taken care of me, paid for my education, gave me a job, supported me far beyond a normal employee. He said he had done his research, that I came from nothing until his father entered my life. To him, it all looked like one thing, that I was his father's secret woman. I took a breath, and I told him the truth. 7 years ago, his father had been diagnosed with end-stage heart failure. He needed a heart transplant urgently. At the same time, my own father, Mr. Edward Carter, was also very ill. He had a severe degenerative heart condition, but he was still medically stable enough to be a compatible donor after death. Then his father's people reached out. They pleaded. They searched for a solution desperately and even offered a huge financial compensation. But my father refused the money. Instead, he made a different request. He said, "If my heart is going to save his life, then the man receiving it must become a father figure to my daughter when I am gone. She should not be alone in this world." They accepted, and that was it. My father passed away during the procedure, and his heart was successfully transplanted into William Hartley. Daniel just stood there in silence, completely stunned. Then he asked, "Why was I never told this?" And I explained. He was away in school at the time writing important final exams. The family didn't want to disrupt him or affect his future. And at the same time, the company was unstable, and they feared the news of the CEO's condition would shake everything. So they kept it from him, quietly, carefully. But that silence created years of misunderstanding. After the elevator, when we finally got out, everything changed. Daniel personally drove me home that night. And from that day forward, he was different. He restored my salary immediately, increased it beyond what I had ever earned, and stopped treating me like someone beneath him. Then slowly, something shifted between us. We started talking more, understanding each other more, and somewhere between long workdays, apologies, and quiet conversations, something unexpected happened. We fell in love, not quickly, not easily, but deeply. And I always think, maybe his father William had a hand in it in some way, like life was quietly correcting itself. We got married not long after, and now we have 2 beautiful children. Emily, this is one of the most powerful stories we've ever had on this show. It started with resentment, misunderstanding, and silence, and somehow ended in love. Thank you for sharing this with us. Thank you, Julia. I'm still learning how to believe it myself. And to everyone listening, sometimes the worst misunderstandings are just truths waiting to be heard. Until next time on Storytime by Julia.